Hey guys, welcome to Vlogmas Day 19. Today I'm actually going to start a new series on my channel. It's going to be, it might be a long series because in this series I'm literally going to show every book that I own, except the books that I bought this month so far, because if I show every book that I bought this month so far, I'm only going to show them like later this month apart for my monthly book haul. So I'm not going to show every book that I bought this month already, because I'm only going to show them later this month, a part of my book haul, my monthly book haul for December. So I'm not going to show those ones, but yeah, this series I'm literally just going to show every book that I have in my collection. So my entire book collection. Now I might not show, like, I have a couple of children's books as well that I've had since I was a kid, so I might not show those. I'm probably just going to show like memoirs and novels and stuff like that, like books that you'd see on Book Talk. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not going to show like my children's books and like my joke books, just novels and memoirs and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to, I have a lot of books, obviously. If every time, like, I've said this before and I'll say it again, like every time I walk into a store that sells books, I'm almost never walk out of a store without a book. Like every time I go to Walmart, I end up getting at least one or two books, sometimes even three. So yeah, I have books scattered around my room. I have some on a CD stand that I got for Christmas last year over there. I have an entire bookshelf full, and literally there are like 3 or 4 shelves on that bookshelf, and each shelf is like, have 2 rows of books in them. Like each shelf is like this wide, so there's enough room for like 2 rows of books, one in the back, one in the front. So how I'm gonna do this, and there's also boxes of books out there that I own. So how I'm gonna do this in every video, I'm not gonna show like a certain amount of books. Like I'm not gonna take out 25 for each video. Like I was thinking about doing that, taking like 25 books in each video. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do, like in this part, I'm only going to show the books that are scattered around my room and on the CD stand, because I have a CD stand full of books, and then there are books stacked on top of that. So I'm going to show those books as well, and that'll be it for this video. And maybe next time I do a video like this for my book collection series playlist thing, maybe part 2 could be my bookshelf, first shelf. I'm just going to show every book on my first shelf, or on the top shelf of my bookshelf. Part 3 could be, I'm just going to show one box of books. You know what I mean? So I'm only going to pick out a certain area of books, if that makes sense. So who knows? I might do a part 2 to this tomorrow and show every book on my first shelf, or on my top shelf, I should say. Or there's also books stacked out there, so I could do like one box and whatever books are stacked out there. But we'll see. Today, like I said, I'm just going to show every book that is scattered around my room, because there are a few. I have a bag full of books that I bought last month, that I showed in my November book haul. So I'm going to show those. I have a stack of books right here that I'm going to show first, and then I'm going to show the bag of books over there. I think that's all for the ones scattered around my room. And then I'm going to go into my books that are on my CD stand. And that'll be it for part 1. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I am going to show my current read first. I'm currently reading The Most Perfect Gift by Hubert Fury. It's not bad. I definitely love this a lot more than my most recent read, which I will show in today's video as well. I didn't really like my most recent read at all. I will explain why when I get into it. But this book isn't too bad. I started it, I think, 2 days ago, and I'm on page 54. Now, I'm not whizzing through this by any means, but there is only like 4 chapters. And yes, this book literally is like 200 something pages long. And like, this isn't like a book with like regular chapters in it. This is just a book of short stories. Like, there's literally only 4 stories in them, or in this book. So the stories are called The Berry Blue Christmas, Christmas at a Checkout, The Most Perfect Gift, which is the one I'm on now, and Return to Brine Cove. So yeah, this isn't like a regular book with like novels and like chapter 1 and 2 and stuff like that in it. It's just a bunch of like 4 stories of different people, if that makes sense. So that's what this book is. It's a Newfoundland book, so, and it's not bad at all. I do like it, but I've read better books. But yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna finish reading it. It's pretty good, but again, it's not my favorite. So that's my current read. And then I got Always in December by Emily Stone. This book. I am so excited for this one. I was going to read it this month, but I think I'm going to wait till next Christmas unless I finish off, by some miracle, unless I finish my entire December TBR for this year, which chances are I won't. I'm only on my like second or third book of my December TBR out of 5, so I doubt I'm going to finish all of them this month. But maybe next year I'll put this on my TBR. I probably will next year. Either next November or December. This will probably be on my TBR for that month, because this just sounds so good. I went on TikTok earlier today, and I saw someone post it. I saw a TikTok of someone talking about this book, and apparently it's super emotional, super heart-wrenching. I'm excited for this, and like, it literally sounds so good. I'm just going to read the back of it. So it says, every December, Josie mails a letter to the parents she lost many years ago. But this year, her annual trip to the mailbox is knocked off course when her bicycle collides with a handsome stranger. A stranger who will change Josie's life. As fate would have it, Max, like Josie, is also lacking Christmas plans this year, and they decide to spend the holiday together. Josie thinks this might be the start of something special. She's never felt so connected to someone before. And then Max disappears without saying goodbye. But he doesn't disappear for good. Over the course of the next year, Josie and Max continue to find each other in places they would have never expected. New York City, Edinburgh, the quiet English countryside, and as it turns out, Max has as many reasons to stay as he had to leave last Christmas. But it seems that fate isn't done with the two of them just yet. It sounds so good. I cannot wait for this. So there's that. I got Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. This is my first Agatha Christie book. It sounds really good. I actually got this from a girl on, not TikTok, Facebook. Because I've said this before, if you guys have watched some of my previous videos, you might know this, but I'm a part of the group on Facebook called Bookish Sirens, and every Monday they post Mary Fairy Monday. Now, I don't think they did it today, or not today, but yesterday, which is strange, because they usually do, unless they're not having it until after Christmas, because we are doing a little book exchange. So basically, we sign up, we include our country and stuff like that, and they will send us a message. The admin from the group will send us all a message to everyone. We'll send everyone a message to the people that signed up for the exchange, and basically you fill out your name, where you're from, stuff like that, and include your Amazon wish list on it, and yeah, so they'll pick out 2 people from the same country, and they basically exchange books. Now, it's not like I got a girl named Barb. She sent me a book before, I'm pretty sure. I got her name, so that doesn't necessarily mean she got me. I could have someone entirely different could have me, but I just have a girl named Barb. So I already sent her a book. I sent her Baby Teeth, which I actually own a copy of myself. I also received that book for Mary Fairy Monday as well from somebody on Facebook. But yeah, I also got this book from someone else. So yeah, super excited for that. And then I got The Christmas Postcards by Karen Swan. This sounds really good. I'm just kind of nervous to read this because my most recent read that I didn't like was a Karen Swan book. And one of the biggest reasons why I didn't like it was because of the super, super long chapters. The chapters were so long, it was very hard to get into because of that. So I'm kind of, it sounds really good. But if the chapters are as long as they were in my most recent read by her, I'm not excited to read this. But again, it sounds good. I'm just scared because I just don't want all the chapters to be like super, super long like they were in my most recent read by her. But yeah, it sounds good, and the cover is pretty. So we'll see how this goes. Who knows? I might love this way more than my most recent read by her. And like I can't even talk. Oh my god. The book that my most recent read, again, like I said, was by Karen Swan. It was really hard to get into. I literally had to force myself to read it. It took me literally like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks to read it, which is very strange because usually I finish a book in like a week, like maybe like a week and a half, depending on how big the book is, how long the chapters are, how entertaining it is, and how easy it is for me to get into it. So yeah, who knows, maybe this might be more entertaining. Maybe this will be a type of book by her that even though there is long chapters, it could be so good that I don't even want to put it down. I want to stick through it, like read all the chapters like in one go. Who knows, this might be way better. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. And obviously it's a Christmassy book. And you guys know I love my Christmassy books. So there's that. And then I got, this one I'm super excited for as well. I got the Holiday Brothers Complete Series. So this is a trilogy by Will and Ash. So the first one is called The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny. 3 Bells, 2 Bows, and 1 Brother's Best Friend, and a Partridge in a Pregnancy. So, yeah, I'm super excited about this. I heard it's really funny. So I love me a good funny book and a Christmassy book as well. So, yeah, I'm super excited about this. And then I also got, this is another book I got on Facebook, by the way. It's called The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. My aunt, she loves Kristen Hanna books, so literally the day I got this in the mail, I showed her, and she was like, I want that book. So, yeah, I'll probably, usually when both of us read a book, instead of buying our own copies, sometimes both of us, like, one of us will read the book, and the other, and like, when we're done the book, give it to the other person. So yeah, probably when I read this, I'll probably end up giving it to her unless she's already read it. I don't think she's read it before, and I don't think she owns it. So whenever I do get around to reading this, I might let her, read it after me. So yeah, we'll see. So those are all the books that are right there. So now on to my bag that's over there. Next, I got The Bourne Identity by Robert Ludlum. 19th Christmas by James Patterson and Maxime Petro. Now, all of these, if you guys watch my November book haul, you might have seen all of these. I got The Hike by Lucy Clark. I got these next two I also got in a book, like a Mary Fairy book haul. Someone gave me both of these on TikTok. Not TikTok. I keep saying TikTok. Facebook. They're both Christmassy books. I think they're both Christmas novellas. So I'm super excited about these. Slade and Scrooged by V. Keeland and Penelope Ward. And then I'm super excited about this as well. The 12 Months of Christmas by Sheila Roberts. I'm literally this cover is like super cute to me. Love it. I got this one. Oh my goodness. I've heard so many good things. Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. Literally the cover itself is like super cute to me. I love it. But yeah, I've heard so many good things. I saw this at Walmart and I freaked out. I was like, I'm praying this is not like over $20 because chances are if it's over 20, I might not get it. But it was only like $17, so like that's pretty cheap for a book at Walmart. Walmart, where I'm from, like a lot of the books, like especially hardcovers, they're like $36, $40 around there sometimes. So like I saw a book by Sarah J. Maas at Walmart, I think it was yesterday, $25, which I know in some places, like some places in the States and stuff like that, like the books at Walmart, some of them could be like $10 sometimes. And I'm like, where can I find a book at Walmart that's like $10? It's very rare. But yeah, super excited about that. And then I got Alone on the Trail by Emily Heptich. I got All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox, which is another book I'm super excited for. I got A Simple Christmas by Charlotte Hubbard. This is a joke book, The Best Jokes and Ghost Stories of Newfoundland and Labrador by Valence Bussey, I think it is. I got A Girl in a Bad Place by Caitlin Ward. Linger by Maggie Steve Vader. Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. Falling Stars by Fern Michaels. I think the last book in this bag, Baby Teeth by, I think it's Zoe, I think that's how you say her name, Stage. So they had like one of those little plastic covers over it, so I just took that off because that was kind of bothering me. But yeah, I actually really like the cover of this too. But so those are all the books in that bag, and now on to the CD stand. I'm going to try to rapid fire these because there is a lot left of this part anyway. But I got I'll Be Home for Christmas by Fern Michaels. No Easy Catch by Pat Simmons. Chicken Soup for the Soul, Time for Christmas, which is my most recent Chicken Soup for the Soul book. I literally only bought this like last month or something. Shocker, another James Patterson. I've said this before and I'll say it again. He is like one of my favorite authors ever. Him and Colleen Hoover are like my top 2 authors. Love them. 23 and a Half Lies by James Patterson. I got Santa in a Stetson by Janet Daly. Daly. Celebration at Christmas Code by Carrie Jansen, which I have read. I read this sometime like last month, I think. But yeah, I did talk about this book and a couple of other books on TikTok, a part of my November, I think, reading wrap up. So if you guys want to see what I thought about that and what it's about, you guys can check out that TikTok. Santa in Montana by Janet Daly. All is Bright by Rayanne Thane. This one I got for Halloween, back in October, obviously. This Delicious Death by Kayla Cottingham. Another book I got for Halloween this year, The Brightest Star by Fern Michaels. Chicken Soup for the Soul, Merry Christmas. Chicken Soup for the Soul, Christmas Treasury. Hunted by PC and Kristen Cass. Still love this series. This is my most recent read of this series, I'm pretty sure. So I read this book back in like August or September, I think. Or maybe even October, I can't remember. But I still haven't gotten around to reading the next book in the series, which obviously it is Christmas time. And during the months of November and December, I don't read anything but Christmas books. But sometime next month and also another thing about me when I read books, I also don't read any books but love books, like anything that has to do with romance or love. I should have said romance books instead of love books. Oh my goodness. But in the month of February, I don't read any books except romance ones. So if I don't read this in January, I will probably read, not this one, but the next book in the series. If I don't read it in January, I'll have it read by March. So there's that. This book was really good. I couldn't really wrap my head around everything that was going on while I was reading it, but after I finished reading it and I went back and I didn't watch the entire movie, but after I finished reading this book, and went and watched a little bit, just a few clips from the movie, I started like thinking back and being like, oh, now I remember. So now that it's kind of hard for me to explain, but after reading this book, I kind of actually went back and watched a little bit of the movie, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So now I actually love it a whole lot more than when I actually read it at the time, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now, but anyway, we're moving on. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Christmas Treasures by Lisa Ivany and Robert Hunt. Merry Christmas, Alex Cross by James Patterson. This is my most recent read. Christmas on Primrose Hill by Karen Swan. Okay. I didn't really like this. One, the chapters, like I have a full review on Goodreads. I posted my review on there about a week ago, I think. Around there. Almost a week ago, I'm pretty sure. Was it? Something like that? Oh, a couple days, a week ago. I don't know. But I didn't really like this very much because, one, the chapters were way too long. Like, there's literally no need for a freaking chapter to be like 30 pages long. like, for me anyway, like, if you like long chapters, good for you. But me, like, why does a chapter need to be, like, freaking 25, 30 pages long? Because I feel like every single chapter in this book was at least 20 pages or more. Maybe a couple of the chapters only had, like, 10, 15 pages, but 99% of the chapters in this book had, like, 25 to 30 pages, which there's really, honestly, in my opinion, there's no need for a chapter to be that freaking long, so it was kind of annoying. Like, when I'm reading a book and starting a new chapter, what I like to do is I like to go to the end of the chapter like this, just to see how many pages were there, or were in that chapter, and a lot of the chapters in this book, I was, like, flipping through them just to see how long each chapter was, and I was like, I feel like it was never ending. I feel like I was going to keep flipping through the pages forever and ever. Like, it was so annoying, and a lot of times when I was doing it, I got so annoyed as to how long the chapter is. Like, there was no need for a chapter to go from, like, page 210 to, like, 245, because that's how it felt like. Like, it wasn't that long, obviously, but yeah, it just felt way too long. I had to force myself to pick it up. I couldn't understand half of what was going on. All I understood was that there was a girl in the book who, her name is Nettie, and she dressed up as a blue bunny, and she doesn't want people to know. And she met this famous guy named Jamie. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Yeah, that's all I remembered from it. I couldn't really wrap my head around anything else that was going on aside from that. So I literally gave it this is literally my lowest rated book ever. I rated it like a 1.5 star out of 5. And it's not very often I give a book that low of a rating. Like, before this, my lowest rating was like 2.5. So if I rate a book 1 or 1.5, I really didn't like it. And I didn't really like this. So, sorry, but that's just it. I got Lone Wolf by Lori Luff. James's Joy by Lori Luff. Luff, you know what I mean. I got Christmas in London by Anita Hughes. Love the cover of that one, by the way. I got British Murder by Leslie Meyer, which is actually kind of long, kind of big, but whatever. Moving on, The Way It Should Be by Christina Susan Nelson. Cajun Justice by James Patterson and Tucker Axum. And I think that's it for the stack of books on my CD stand, and now on to the books that are actually in it. Actually, this video is way longer than I thought it'd be, but moving on, I've been this far, so why stop now? Yeah, I only have, like, these books left, and that is it for today's video, but moving on, I'm just going to show these and call it a day. And then I'm probably going to go to bed, because it's, like, midnight now, so. Moving on, I got Under the Sky by Genevieve Graham. Again, I'm going to, like, rapid fire through these, because I don't want this video to be cut off, and I'll be so annoyed and pissed off, but. Moving on, Labor Day by Joyce Maynard. The New Neighbor by Karen Cleveland. Circle of Death by James Patterson and Brian Sitz, which I actually got for my birthday back in August, I'm pretty sure. Tribute by Nora Roberts, which a lot of her special value price books, Nora Roberts books, are actually super pretty. I love those covers. I got Violets Are Blue by James Patterson. California Dreams by Nora Roberts. The Housekeeper by Joy Fielding. My first read by her was A Bad Daughter, and it was earlier this year as part of my book club, which I'm super glad I read that book. I'm super glad I joined that book club because it's out of my comfort zone. I don't usually join a lot of clubs. I'm not a very outgoing person. I'm pretty quiet, shy, timid, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for joining that book club, not because of that, but because if I didn't join the book club, I never would have read The Bad Daughter, which is literally one of my favorite books of all time now. And now I'm getting into Joy Fielding's books now. So, yeah, this is my second book. Not the second book I've read, because I haven't read it yet, but this is going to be the second book I've read by her. And I'm super excited. It sounds really good. So, moving on. I got The Girl Who Survived by Lisa Jackson. Clearly, I'm into a lot of thrillers, so that's like my go-to genre in books. I got The Other Daughter by Lisa Gardner. Next in Line by Jeffrey Archer. Whiskey Beach by Nora Roberts. Like, look at how pretty. Like, this is another one of her special value price books. And, like, these books, her special value price ones, are super gorgeous. Like, the covers are, like, to die for. Some of the prettiest covers I've ever seen. Love Me Do by Lindsay Kelk, which this cover is actually super cute to me, too. In a Quiet Time by Amber Garza. The Freedom Clause by Hannah Sloan. And lastly, The Accident by Linwood Barclay. When I tell you guys how excited I am to read this book, it's quite disgusting how excited I am to read this book. Like, it literally sounds insane. Literally, this is going to be, like, one of my, like, when it comes to, like, the year 2024, this is, like, an immediate read for me. Like, I need, like, out of all the books that I have, when I see a book, like, in my room, or whatever, I'm going to be, like this one, and the book that I got today, I actually got the book in the mail today. This one and the book I got in the mail today, and, like, a couple others, are, like, immediate reads for 2024. Like, I look at a book, like this one, for example, and I'm like, this book is, like, an immediate read for 2024. Like, I need to read this in 2024. Like, when I'll come across a book and be like, it doesn't matter really when I read it, I'm not as excited to read it. But, like, for example, books like these, and like, Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, which I had since last Christmas, I haven't read it yet. But books like this one and Ugly Love are, like, must-reads for 2024. Like, I need to read this in 2024. If I don't, I'm going to be super surprised with myself, because this just sounds so insanely freaking good. I'm super excited for this one. So, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 20. Bye, guys.